San Francisco, 1854. A cleanup of the Barbary Coast seemed certain after a series of raids on notorious thieves' dens. Caught in the police net was one of the city's most notorious criminals. He was held on a charge of murder. You can tell the mayor to get the gallows ready, Mr. Coleman. We got positive identification and a reliable witness.
You've had witnesses against Tom Grinder before.
But Grinder's always bought them off or frightened them off, but not Johnny Vonn. This is one man who won't be frightened. You know, it's kind of ironic. I've had Grinder in court on the worst crimes in the book and never been able to make it stick. Now I've got him on a petty $50 murder, and nobody's going to get to my witness.
Vonn's escaped. Broke away on Montgomery Street, stole a horse and headed north out of town.
Well, Marshal.
All I can say is there must be something awfully compelling about that wife of his.
What do you plan to do now?
Ride out and bring him in. Grinder's boys will be riding out when they hear about Vonn's escape. If I don't get there first, I'll be packing him back across my saddle. He won't ever be able to talk.
The Californians.
I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.
Look, company. Looks like Matt Wayne.
Leave him to me.
Johnny, open the door.
Where'd they get you?
The leg. Here in my arm.
You need some patching.
Never mind that now. Why'd you do it, Johnny? Why'd you break away from those men who were guarding you?
My wife. She's expecting the baby.
Why didn't you tell me? I could have brought her into town under police escort.
I was afraid. Grinder has friends everywhere, even in your police. If they had heard, they might have done something to Gertrude to get at me.
When's the baby due?
Anytime. I was going to take her into Lonesome camp. They got a doctor there.
Somebody's doing some mighty fancy shooting out there.
Why don't they rush us?
Those men are professionals. They won't waste light or take foolish chances. Probably keep us pinned down here until nighttime. Make their move when it's dark.
I say we ride down now and get it over with.
You ain't got to say.
There ain't but two of them down there, not counting the women.
Now, one of them's that Wayne fella.
He's all shot up. He can't do too much fighting.
Now, you want to get your hide ventilated running across that open ground, go ahead. Me, I'm going to stay right here. Till it's dark, those boys can't see me so good that way.
Sam's right. Come night, we'll sneak down there and maybe build a fire and burn them out.
There's women down there, Jake.
Let the women look after themselves.
I got no liking for burning out women.
Sam, you just keep reminding them from time to time when we're still out here. Leave the planning to me. Maybe we'll burn them out and maybe we won't. Just so long as young Vonn's dead when we leave here, I don't care much how we do it.
Johnny! Johnny! I'm so frightened.
Do you know anything about these things?
Not enough.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Mr. Wayne.
Oh, Mr. Wayne, don't let those men hurt Johnny.
Well, right now, we're more worried about you, Mrs. Vonn.
I'll be all right. I'm afraid something's happening.
What am I gonna do?
How about the Mexican woman? She must have had experience at this.
Yes, this is too much for her. She's never had one like this before. She says if she tried to deliver the baby, she'd kill both of them. She says we need a doctor. Mr. Wayne, I gotta get a doctor.
They'll kill you before you take 2 steps.
Then you gotta get out there and talk to them. You gotta tell them that I'll turn myself over to them if they'll get a doctor for Gertrude.
Johnny, I'm not gonna help you commit suicide.
Mr. Wayne, if I get killed, that's 1 life. If I don't get a doctor for my wife, she's gonna die and the baby. That's 2 lives, Mr. Wayne.
I won't let you do it. Wait. I'll go. I've seen some brave men in my time, Johnny, but...
No, I'm scared. I'm awful scared. When I think of dying without ever seeing my kid even, I get sick. I'm so scared I'm sick. But I gotta do it.
That's what I mean about being brave. Hand me that dish towel there.
Jake! What? Looks like they want a powwow. Shall I bust him if he comes out?
Let's wait and see who comes out and what they want. All right, come on out. We won't shoot. Keep me covered.
Jake. Didn't know you were one of Tom Grinder's friends.
Friendly enough. What's on your mind, Marshal?
How many have you got up there with you?
Enough. What's on your mind?
I thought we might talk a deal.
Sorry, no deal.
You know there's a woman in there?
We know it.
She's having a baby.
Oh. Well, that's too bad. Marshal, I got paid to do a job, and I've got to do it. I feel sorry for that woman in there. I even feel sorry for Johnny Vonn, but I've got to kill him. I'll tell you, why don't you take the woman out of here? We don't want to hurt her.
She can't be moved. She's got to have a doctor, Jake. And Vonn is ready to make a deal.
What kind?
What if he promises not to testify at Tom Grinder's trial?
Marshal, you know I couldn't depend on a deal like that.
All right, then. Vonn said he'll surrender if you'll get a doctor for his wife.
Kid's got more guts than I give him credit for. You sure you ain't planning a trap?
There's only 2 of us. I'm too shot up to do much fighting. Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
Who have you got up there with you?
Sam Slade and Cass Ganner.
I know Sam's steady, but you take care of Cass, he's pretty wild.
I can handle him. How'll we work it?
You bring the doctor and we'll let you in.
Oh, and, Marshal, while me and Cass are gone, Sam will be up there protecting you.
Why don't they hurry?
Here's your sawbones. It ain't much, but he's all they had in town.
No!
Give him another one. Come on, come on.
What kind of a doctor are you?
My dear boy, I'm a fellow of the University of Edinburgh, studied at the Sorbonne, worked in Vienna. I'm an excellent physician.
Wake up. Wake up, you drunken swine.
My dear fellow.
Listen, you. My wife's in there. She's having a baby. Something's wrong. You understand?
Baby? Impossible, dear fellow. Quite impossible.
You're a doctor, aren't you?
I'm a mining camp sawbones, my boy. Good enough to prescribe calomel for miners' belly aches and saw off arms and legs. But I haven't handled a birthing job in years.
Dr. Holden, you're all we have. There's a patient in there that needs you.
Douse me again. Where is he?
This way.
I can't promise anything, but I'll do my best. One of you get my bag.
I'll get it.
Yeah, you get it.
Let's all go outside.
Wait a minute, Jake.
We had a deal, remember?
Well, I'm asking for a favor. A man shouldn't die before he has a chance to see his child and know that both mother and child are safe.
He's stalling, Jake. Let's get it over with right now.
I'm getting sick and tired of you trying to run things, Cass. Me and you gonna have a showdown one of these days. How long do you want, Marshal?
Long enough for the baby to be born and for Johnny to know that everything is all right.
All right. Right after he sees the kid, we take him out. One way or the other, he's got to die.
What's the matter? You scared?
Can't wait, eh, Cass? You know, it seems funny to me. A solid man like Jake taking up with a pimply-faced brat like you. You like killing, don't you, Cass? Makes you feel almost like a man.
Get out! You hear me or sit? Shut up! You handle me more.
Move it, I'll kill you, Cass. Now go over and sit down. Mr. Wayne, I know what you're trying to do, and it ain't gonna work. But if you keep on trying to stir up trouble between us, I'm gonna have to get rid of you myself.
You're going to anyway.
I wouldn't say that.
Don't try to soft-soap me, Jake. You can't afford to let me live. You know I'd come after you.
How is she?
Oh, all right. I need a drink, Mr. Vonn.
You've had enough.
But I need it. My nerves, Mr. Vonn. Now look at my hands. They're shaking. A drink would settle me down. Just one. That was a very cruel thing to do.
Here, Doc. I think you need it.
Oh, God bless you, my boy.
Doc, you got any spare time? I could use a little patching up.
Let's have a look.
What are the woman's chances?
Not good. I'm afraid I'm going to lose them both.
You got a big stake in keeping them alive, Doc.
What kind of a deal is this? The woman babbled a little. I can't make sense out of what the Mexican woman says.
They came out here to kill young Vonn. That means you and me, too. We can't afford to leave witnesses. Two of them are all right, but that young one is pure killer.
What can we do?
Put them to work. Helping to bring a baby into the world has to bring out the best in a man. Get him to help you.
Yeah, ready?
Go ahead.
You'll be all right. You'll live for a spell.
Thanks, Doc.
I need hot water. Somebody better build up a fire and heat me a lot of it.
Where's your wood pile?
Out back.
Sam, you come with me. Cass, you watch. And no tricks. Cass, you get out there and chop a while.
I didn't hire out to chop no wood.
Do like I tell you.
Sure, Jake.
He's a surly cub. Wished I'd never joined up with the likes of him. How's she doing? That's a sad thing. Poor young critter.
Do you ever have any children, Jake?
One. Long time ago.
What happened?
The poor little fella didn't make it across the plains when we came to California. Neither did his ma.
It's a pretty hard thing to see young ones die.
It sure is.
You know, maybe you'll pull her through.
Me? What have I got to do with it?
You're helping the doctor, aren't you? If that baby gets born and mother and child live, you'll have had a lot to do with it.
Didn't stop to figure it quite that way.
Seems most everybody's having a share in that birthing. You went for the doctor, Cass is chopping wood, Sam is hauling water. Johnny Vonn's already done his part. Traded his life to give his kid a chance to live.
Marshal, when we powwowed earlier, you said maybe the kid would refuse to testify against Grinder. You think he'd stick to it?
Well, you said yourself you couldn't depend on it.
That's right. I guess I couldn't depend on it. How is she, Doc?
Oh, never mind the chatter. I need cloths, rags, anything. Hey, give me that shirt you're wearing. Criminy. Didn't you ever wash it? Here, you. Slosh this thing in that bucket. Slosh it good and wring it out. Bring it to me when you get finished.
Was something funny?
I never thought I'd see a gunman turn a laundress.
Shut up.
Yes, it is pretty funny until you think what's going to happen. How much did Tom Grinder pay you?
It ain't the money, Mr. Wayne.
Oh? Well, you must think an awful lot of him. Commit murder for him.
Look, Mr. Wayne, there's two kinds of folks. Grinder's my kind. Our kind of folks gotta stick together, do favors for each other.
Listen, Jake, everybody knows Tom Grinder is a dirty, murdering thief.
That's none of my business.
I wonder what'll happen to Mrs. Vonn and that child, if they live. But I won't be around to worry about that, I guess.
Guess not.
I had a wife once. Shoshone squaw. Once when I was wintering with the Shoshones. She was a fine woman.
I think that's just lovely. What are you telling us for?
I was just thinking. I had a papoose by her. He was the cutest little brown ball of devilment you ever seen.
Will you dry up?
This child's got to go back to them mountains one of these days. I'd sort of like to see what that little devil turned out to be.
I think that's just fine, Sam. Why don't you do that? She's taking an awful lot of my time with her birthing.
I need help. No, not you. You'd be worse than useless. If a couple of you men were married men, it might be more fitting.
I guess he means us, Sam. Come on. You watch out here, Cass.
wait to gun somebody, can you?
You know, Marshal, it's going to be a pleasure to kill you.
Hey, close that door.
That's it.
Can I see them?
I've waited long enough. Let's get outside or I'll kill you here.
Wait, Cass. There's only one of you, two of us. You can't keep us both covered at the same time. You might kill me or Johnny Vonn, but the other one will get you before you can turn your gun on him. We're dead anyway, Johnny. We might as well take Cass with us. Let's rush him.
I'll take you, Marshal.
What are you waiting for? Hey, get in and see your kid. Here's your gun, Marshal.
What made you change your mind, Jake?
I can't kill the father of a baby I just helped bring into the world. We'll be riding out, Marshal. We'll take Cass with us and bury him back in the hills. Will you be riding after us?
Well, I don't really have a charge against you. Except these slugs you put into me. And I'm willing to exchange those for what you and Sam did. Helping to bring a new life into the world.
Thanks, Marshal. So long, Marshal.
Say when.
I did a nice piece of doctoring tonight. Better than I ever hoped to do. They want to call the young one after me.
And?
And I said no. Told them they ought to name him Jacob Samuel or Samuel Jacob. After the fellows who let him live. That's an awful handle to stick on a helpless infant, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe it's right that a son should assume his father's debts.
I've been most everywhere, but I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor, so I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best, in the golden west. I'm gonna strike it rich in California.